back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. And it's a dangerous day today. It's one of those days where I don't have much to say, which is dangerous because I got to dig deep to think of something to say. Some days it comes easy, some days it's more of a battle. And the days where it's more of a battle, I'm more likely to say some shit I don't really want to say. And today's one of those days, because I've only really got one thing in my head to talk about, and I can't really get it out of my head. And time's sort of running out to think of something else. And I probably don't necessarily even want to fucking tell this story. But I have been thinking about what I was like when I was younger, and I wasn't a good person. I'm still not a good person. I'm better than I was, but when I was younger, I was a piece of shit. Like a dead set fucking piece of shit. I had no conscience. I don't think I ever had a conscience up until I started taking acid and doing hallucinogenics, and then I started growing one. It could be a bit of an exaggeration, but I feel like I wasn't born with a conscience, which is a massive part of your personality. Your conscience stops you from doing shit. I still don't think it's fully developed yet. It still needs some fucking nurturing. But when I was younger, I just did not give a fuck. I would just hurt people. I would hurt people and it wouldn't even register. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. A full-blown sociopath. Psycho. Even that could be a little bit of an exaggeration, but that's how I feel looking back now. And I'm not that keen on telling this story, but I've got nothing else to say. So I had this girlfriend in high school, and she was hot, and we went out for a couple of years, like a high school romance type thing. It seems important at the time, but really, it's high school. Who gives a fuck? But at the time, it seems like a big fucking deal. So we went out for a little while, and then we broke up, but never really broke up. Like, she was hot, so I was having a real hard time trying to break up with her. I would always get lured back in somehow, but we were fucking completely different people. And credit where credit's due, she actually got me through high school. If it wasn't for her, I would never have finished high school. And everyone at high school knew it as well. Like, she would do my assignments and shit for me, and I would just study for exams. I would do nothing. I was a bum. I was a piece of shit bum. And she wasn't. She was a completely different type of person. So we were in this really loose sort of, we were going out, but we definitely didn't like each other. But we were sort of together. Anyway, I went to this house party one time. A friend of mine's had it. And I ended up having to crash at this party. And the only place I had to sleep was on a single mattress with some girl. I'd never met her before, never even spoken to her. Anyway, I ended up hooking up with her. And she ended up being friends with all my girlfriend's best friends. And so word got around pretty quickly. But I denied. I denied the fuck out of it. I didn't even admit to it till like 10 years later. But it was very obvious something happened. Then not long after that, we went down to Portsea Pub, which is the biggest pub down my way. Fucking awesome pub, by the way. If you're ever in Melbourne, go to Portsea Pub on Christmas Eve. You probably won't get in, but it's the shit. So we went down there, and I'm having a good night until that girl rocks up. I'm not going to say her name. I know her name, but I'm not going to say it. So this girl rocks up, and my girlfriend, who's a fucking psycho too, she's like, I'm going to fucking have a go at this bitch. And I'm like, don't do that. Come on. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I go up to the bar to get some drinks. While I'm getting drinks, my girlfriend goes up to this other girl and starts fucking abusing the fuck out of her, causing a massive fucking scene. The whole pub is looking at this fucking ordeal. I missed the whole thing. I didn't even see any of it. But apparently she was abusing the fuck out of this girl. And then this girl's brother, who was a bit of a tough cunt around our area at the time. Or not necessarily him, but he was friends with all the tough cunts. He steps in and starts abusing the fuck out of my girlfriend. Just going nuts at her. He may have pushed her. I can't remember the exact circumstances, but something fucked up happened. She comes back to me at the bar and she's fucking hysterical. She's going, he fucking, whatever. She was saying some shit. I'm like, all right, I've got to do something about this. So I walk over there and I see Foxy, and he's with about 19 of his friends, and I'm by myself. And I'm like, hey, I know you're crying and shit. I know you're upset, but do you reckon I can take care of this another day? Today is probably not my day to be taking care of this. I'm like, don't worry, I'll take care of it another day. And she's still hysterical, and she's like, you gotta do something. I'm like, I am. I'm trying to save my ass here. So I promised her, because she wouldn't shut the fuck up. I was like, all right, I'll sort it out another day, but I'm not taking on 19 guys at Portsea Pub, all right? And to tell you the truth, I don't even want to sort it out another day. I'm just saying this so you'll shut up. So that was fine. I'd forgotten about it. Then not long after that, we went to a house party. Chris and Jenny Young's house party. They used to throw these massive fucking house parties, and they were fucking unbelievable. The best parties, they were famous parties. So I turn up to this party and I don't even go in. I stay out the front. I'm talking to my mate, Matt Hunter. My very good friend, Matt Hunter, who's no longer with us. God rest his soul. Is that how you say it? I've never said it before. God bless his soul? Something. He died in a car crash when we were 18, and I'll talk more about Matt Hunter on another day, because he deserves his own episode with the fucked up shit that happened with him and me towards the end. So I'm out the front of the house party speaking to Matt Hunter. Matt Hunter's actually opening up to me, really opening up to me. It was something that didn't usually happen, especially as young, like fucking teenagers, but he was saying he's depressed. He'd just broken up with his girlfriend. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's pretty fucked up. And I was trying to give him some guidance. And in the middle of this, my girlfriend comes up to me and she's like, Foxy's here, which is the guy, the brother of the girl I cheated on her with. She's like, Foxy's here. I'm like, so? I'm speaking to Hunter. She's like, you said you'd fucking do something. I'm like, I'm not doing anything at the party. No. She's like, you're a fucking pussy. You're a fucking pussy. You said you were going to do something. You're fucking scared, aren't you? You fucking pussy. I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, it's Chris and Jenny's house party. I'm not fucking doing anything at this house party. She's like, and you're a fucking pussy. You've got no fucking balls. You fucking... I'm like, this girl is out of her mind. But it worked. Whatever she did worked, because I got fired up. I'm like, yeah, fucking pussy am I? All right, let's fucking do it. Hunter, are you keen? And Hunter was always keen. So me and Hunter go into this house party, and they had a big balcony, like a huge pergola balcony. It was massive. And we go out there. There was a couple of my other friends on there, but there was about, let's say, 20, 30 people on this fucking balcony. And we go onto it, and Foxy's there with a bunch of his friends. I don't want to do any of this, by the way. None of it. I've just been manipulated into it, and I'm in the middle of denying the whole thing, so I'm between a rock and a hard place. I got to do something, I suppose. So I go onto the balcony. Foxy's there with a bunch of his friends, and I say to Hunter, I'm like, I'm just going to punch him in the face. See, piece of shit. I'm just going to punch him in the face. And if any of his friends come at me, can you just fucking tackle them off me? That's all I need you to do. So we walk onto the balcony. This was not planned very well, by the way. So I sidle up behind Foxy. He has his back to me. I have his back to him. He doesn't know any of this is going down, by the way. He doesn't even know who the fuck I am. And I turn around and I'm like, hey, Foxy, how's it going, mate? And he turns around, arms out, big smile, puts his hand out. I swear to God, when he turned around, I was like, this guy seems like the nicest cunt. This guy seems like a fucking good bloke. And as he put his hand out, I just punched him straight in the face. The instant I hit him, 3 of his mates jump on me. Matt Hunter comes in, fucking tackles all 3 of them off me. Then I go for a couple more on Foxy. And then it all turns to shit. Then 5 of his mates jump in. A couple of my mates see me. His mates are just laying into me. A couple of my mates come in, just start swinging. I'm getting pummeled. Someone grabs me from behind and throws me to the ground, and then gets a bottle and smashes it on my forehead, and it just fucking explodes in my fucking face. I couldn't even feel it. But as soon as that happened, I'm sitting on my ass and blood is just pissing out. I can't even see through the blood. But I'm right on the edge of the balcony, sitting on the ground, just blood pissing out of my fucking head. And because I'm sitting down, I'm under the handrail. So I just launched myself off the balcony backwards. It was at least a 2-meter drop. And I fucking eat shit off the balcony. And I get up and I look. And the balcony is just an all-in brawl. Like 50 people on there now. And everyone just punching. I knew about half the dudes in there. Friends were punching friends. It was just fucking chaos. Everyone was going at each other. It was the best brawl I've ever seen. Everyone who was at that party remembers that brawl. Everyone talks about that brawl. No one knows how it got started, besides a few people. I stood there for a couple of minutes and watched the brawl until I pretty much couldn't see through the blood in my eyes. Then I'm like, fuck, I better get out of here. I felt my forehead and there was a massive fucking gash in it. So I'm like, I'm just going to have to fucking go to the hospital. So I start walking out of the party. My girlfriend catches up to me, gives me a big hug, like she's fucking proud. I'm like, can you just stay away from me, you fucking bitch? So I start walking down the street with her, and I'm like, you got to call an ambulance, but we're in the middle of the fucking bush. So there's no fucking reception. And back then, phones were only just a new thing, so we had to walk until there was reception. We get halfway down this long road. I look behind and there's 3 dudes behind us and one of them's pointing at me and they come up to me. They're like, are you the guy that hit Foxy? And I knew who the guy was who asked me that question. And he was not someone you wanted to fuck with. He had a pretty bad reputation around town. And I was like, do I look like someone who hit someone? Someone threw a bottle at my head. And his little rat friend was like, nah, that's the guy, I fucking saw him. I'm like, what do you mean you saw him? How can you even recognize me? I'm covered in blood. Someone threw a fucking bottle at my head. Deny, deny, deny. If I've taught you anything, it's deny. Anyway, I talked my way out of that situation. The ambulance rocked up. I ended up in hospital. I got 8 fucking stitches in my forehead. And a stupid scar that when I frown just makes me look like an old cunt. But worse than that, just a bad memory. That's one of those memories where I look back and I'm like, fuck. You know those bad ones that never seem to go away? That when you think about them, your fucking gut churns a bit? I have heaps of those, but that's one of them. So yeah, that's the end of that story. And if you want to follow me on social media, add me on Boyle Comedy, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm no longer that guy. I'm not that guy anymore. I was 17 then. I'm not that dude anymore. That dude died on 3 consecutive hell acid trips. There's none of that guy left, I hope. So follow me on social media. Subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends about it. And don't think too low of me. Alright, that's it. See ya fucking later.